Hey, it's the podcast guy.
Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's the Sutton Podcast.
And there it is! Sutton United of the GM Vauxhall Conference have put out First Division Coventry City, winners of the FA Cup themselves less than 2 years ago. And what a moment to enjoy for the fans of this Surrey side. They've had their moments before, but never one like this. But the whistle goes down. Delight for Sutton United. Sutton United from the National League are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. No longer English football's perennial non-league club. A 123-year crescendo reaches a new peak for Sutton United, who are promoted to the Football League for the first time.
So, hello, welcome to another episode of the Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. Something a little bit different today. We're doing a little tour, a little chat about the different sections that come under the umbrella of the foundation. And we've got Bobby with us to talk about some of those. But first, we've met you, so do excuse me. We're going to meet Harry. Hello, Harry. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Apart from your very bad taste, because I hear you've listened to the podcast, but apart from that, it's lovely to meet you. You've just joined us recently.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, what your role is, and what you do, basically.
Yeah, so I've joined the foundation as a community coach, aim being to offer different sports, mainly football, across lots of different areas, bring as many people in as we can, help improve skill, improve confidence, and just sort of really sort of bring the community together and use the skills that we've got and the tools that we've got to do it.
Beautiful. Well, the reason we're kind of doing this, Bobby, is it's the EFL Action Week. And one piece of irony is you guys do this for, I'm guessing, most of the year. Is it 52 weeks of the year? And this 1 week we've had waterlogged pitches. There you go. So it's like, great, marvellous timing. But what we're going to focus on is 4 different sections. And I just wonder if you guys could just give us a little talk through. We are talking to different people from those sections. So if my skills allow, we'll be chopping this up as we go along. So first section was the disability/community teams. I say slash because I remember it as either one, and I'm not sure if they are the same thing. So talk me through those, either one of you, both of you, whichever you want to do, what happens there.
Yeah, I'll just start. So we've got 50 pan disability players that play within 3 teams. There's the first team, which play in the South East Disability League, which is a new league. And they've got a lot of good teams in there, which Steve King will speak about when you see him. And Steve's also put together a friendship league. They were in the Surrey for All League, but that seemed to sort of peter out under its own steam. And I think recently we did a foundation day. It was really nice that the Premier team organised the day, refereed the teams against Southwark, the Jays and the Ganders. And then we all came in and they had a bit of lunch and watched the first team beat Walsall 4-0. So Steve King does a fantastic job. He was doing it before I ever got involved in any of the community aspects. And, without him, we wouldn't really have kickstarted the whole community scheme, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember Steve doing this way back. But one of the things that cracked me up, I'm going to say it, is I had Aaron on a little while back, and he was telling me that he chose Sutton United because we were a better standard than West Ham, Chelsea, and I was, I'm sorry, can you just explain this? So where do we kind of sit? Is there promotion relegations? Where do we kind of sit there, or is it just a separate thing altogether now?
No, it's a separate thing altogether. I think a lot of these sides, obviously as players get older, as staff changes, as priorities change for different clubs, these things kind of, ebb and flow. Arsenal have got a great setup. They really love playing Steve's teams because they're super organised. They're always good company, and they get invited even as far afield as Northern Ireland. They're playing the George Best tournament, so they really are very well thought of within that community.
we're here at Peaches Close with the community disability teams and two of the first team. We've got two more hiding over there because I don't want to do it. But I just wanted to have a little chat with you guys about the EFL Week of Action, and it's all about Sutton doing things in the community and doing sort of community work. So, as professional footballers, what does it mean to you to be able to give back, do things, and see what's going on in the community?
Easy.
Oh yeah, no, it's wonderful because obviously you have to see what other things are going around the community. You enjoy seeing other people and the love of the game. And the main thing is obviously we keep giving back and keep on seeing things and enjoying it.
Yep, perfect. And John?
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. I mean, we're in a very privileged position to be in here as professional footballers, to come out here and to help out in the local community and give back a little bit, and see the smiles on everyone's faces is brilliant. Yeah.
Excellent. And I mean, the point I've been making is this is obviously the EFL Week of Action, but you guys have done this several times. You've done it a few weeks ago. There was a Community Foundation Day. So, why is it important for Sutton as a club to be involved in these kind of things and have the wider family under the umbrella of the foundation?
Well, to be fair, Sutton's always been a family club since I've been here, and it's always great to see everyone progressing from all kind of disability, not just that. From a young age, women's football, and we always like to keep as a family club and help as much as we can.
John, yourself?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I signed here, it's been a really good community club, family club. Like Easty was saying, the kids, the women's team, the disability team, we're all in it together. We're all pushing in the same direction, and if they can get some enjoyment out of watching us, and we can come down here and help out and give back, it's brilliant for everyone.
Okay, beautiful. Well, hopefully you guys are going to be able to do something joining in. Obviously, we're not going to film you running around and booting footballs.
No, we're doing coaching.
We'll do some shouting from the sideline.
Absolutely. You can do your management heads off.
That's it.
Thank you both very much, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
So here we are again, Peaches Close. We've just had a little quick chat with the players, but they've had a little bit of encouragement. But today we are being joined by Adam. Well, not today, right now we're being joined by Adam because he's here next to me. And Adam, you are representing the disability section for the foundation. So tell us a little bit about yourself, the section, how you came to join. Anybody you like?
I joined Sutton. I do a trials and it be free trial. I had to come along see any. I'll be very good.
Yeah.
And I played to Sutton. I enjoyed playing for Sutton. I go to Belfast since they did cup.
Yeah, beautiful. And the section itself, why do you enjoy it? What kind of is? Give me some good points. Why do you enjoy it? What's so special about playing in this team?
I enjoyed playing the team with my team. It did me the time to get out and play with my friend and my teammates, and it did me some exercise. It did me to do something to do for the morning, and it helped my mental health out. Like all sports people know that.
Yeah, well, you led me nicely onto that question.
Yeah.
So, were you friends with anyone before you joined, or has it helped you make friends?
It helped me to make lot of friends. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I got some old friend I don't do school with already, and they come here. It'd be nice to meet new friends, and like every Saturday come and play football, have a laugh.
Excellent. And you've already answered my question about the physical and mental health. So thank you very much. So today we joined in. We saw a little training session.
Yeah.
What kind of was involved today? What normally happens on a Saturday?
Normally on Saturday we do a warm up. Then we do some passing drills, teaching a ball on the floor, and then we do people in the middle, one person in the middle, and we need to get a ball away from offender.
Right.
And the ball trick top football really.
Excellent. So why do you think it's important for Sutton United to do these kind of programs? So the foundation has a big umbrella, and one of it is under the community disability team. So why is it important for Sutton United to be involved?
The important thing is Sutton get involved. It did people the time to speaking about their experience about what it's Sutton club mean to them.
Mm-hmm. And does it make you feel in any way to represent Sutton? So when you go to Belfast, for example, and you get to put on a yellow shirt, how does it feel representing Sutton?
I feel very special wearing a yellow shirt, like everybody's sweet in you, like a fentanyl player at the end of the day. We always turning up with our blue training kit, and when it match day here, we wear yellow kit. Sometimes we wear blue.
Mm-hmm.
Blue. Of the different is a different colour shirt.
Yeah.
We only concentrating on at times, thinking about what we do on training, and we put all the time thinking about how we train, and we put in all that training in our days.
Absolutely. So we're going to wrap it up because I know you're busy and you're rushing off.
Yes.
But is there anything you want to say? I mean, let's take a chance. You got a chance to embarrass some of the coaches if you want. So is there anything you want to say, or what do you like about any of the coaching or the whole section? Who should we pick on? Come on.
I think I love all the coaches really.
Yeah.
Like all the coaches did. Turn up to training, and actually I'm not saying not waste their time, but we all volunteered. I'll be very grateful that we got very loyal coaches who come every Saturday.
Yeah, it's not give up. It's not waste their time. It's give up their time. And they like doing it. And you guys obviously appreciate that. Yeah. And that's why they get the benefit of you guys putting everything in. Because as we saw, it wasn't just a little light kick around. It was a good proper training session. So, well, thank you very, very much. Lovely to meet you. Yeah. I think, as I said to one of the other guys, I should have had a ball or something for you to run after to close the video, but I'm not good like that. I'm rubbish.
Oh, so. Don't worry about it.
Excellent. Lovely. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
And the next one I'm going to be speaking to is the girls development section, who are at goals. So do you want to talk us through either of those?
Yeah, I'll let Harry do that one. They're on a Monday, 5:15. Is that right?
5:15. So yeah, for girls of all abilities, it's under 6s to under 11s, which I think is year 1 to year 5. It's a great session, actually, really focused on them having fun and enjoying the football, and they're working across a sort of few week period with a set skill, so that everybody's coming away with the same tools in their arsenal, if you like. There's loads of space for more girls, and there's lots of girls out there, in my experience, that sort of don't know where to start. They don't know what club to reach out to. They don't know whether Little League is the option, but then Little League don't always have the scope to be able to do midweek training. So it's a real space for me that the girls can go, make friends, learn some really, really important skills, and have a good time doing it.
Yeah, I'm quite big on girls football.
Yeah.
I've got 2 daughters, so I'm quite keen on it.
Yeah, just touching upon that, Jamie de Cruz, myself, and go back to when it first started, Wayne Shaw used to serve Oreo cookie milkshakes and run a session on the 3G. I think the first week we did it, gosh, must have been 2016, maybe 17. I think we had 2 girls first week. And, Jamie's and his coaches have kept it going on behalf of Sutton United. And hopefully lots of those girls have gone on to play for Sutton United. And if not, immaterial to that fact, did they have a good time? Did they make friends? Did they socialise? And, hopefully it left a good impression on them.
Yeah, hugely, because as I said, I've got a lot going on with that. There's a lot of stuff and studies about girls playing football with body image and stuff, which, as I say, was quite important to me. And when they see a team sport, they see there's actually we're all different shapes and sizes, but when they look online and magazines, they're all one's different shapes. So,
yeah.
So we'll have a chat with some of those. Okay, I'm delighted to be joined by 2 young ladies who've just took part in the girls' development matches at Goals here in Cheam. Can you guys introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about the group you joined in the session? You can talk to the camera or talk to me. I don't mind, whichever way you want to do it. So you go first. Tell us who you are.
I'm Maisie, and what else do I need to say?
Just tell us about what you've done tonight.
We did some turns and skills to lose the players, and then we did 1v1s, and then we just did a mini tournament.
Excellent. And yourself, and how did you come to join?
My name's Millie, and I joined here because some of my friends that used to come here done it, and they encouraged me to come and join.
Oh, okay. Okay, and how did you join as well? I forgot to ask you that, sorry.
I played for a team, and some people from my team went here, and they recommended it. So
okay, beautiful. So you both already played, or?
Yeah.
Excellent. Some good skills. I saw some excellent skills when I was watching as well, so that was very, very good. You scored a great goal, and I didn't catch it on camera. Sorry about that. So just tell us a little bit about the sessions. What do you enjoy? Is there any of the coaches you particularly like or not?
Yeah, I really enjoy it because it helps, makes me a lot better and makes me become a lot better than I was, and I really enjoy it how we do little games at the end and we practice our skills at the beginning.
Okay, that's good. And what do you enjoy?
I enjoy when we do the 1v1 because when we do the skills at the beginning, it makes because when we do the skills, you don't really get to use it how you would if it was. So when you do 1v1, it's a good use of it.
They are useful though, because the more you do them, the more you learn, and they come natural. I know that much. So, is there any of the coaches you particularly like? You can embarrass them if you want, or is there any particular thing that happens that you like? Yeah.
I like Dan because he's quite fun. He makes the lessons a lot funner and enjoyable.
Excellent.
I like all of them.
You like all of them.
I don't have a favourite.
That's a very diplomatic answer. Well done. So, is there any do you think there's any benefits, any good things for your mental health, your physical health? What kind of benefits do you think this has for you? I mean, you play football a lot anyway, so is it just?
It makes me kind of want to play a lot more, and it helps me
bit more confident when I'm playing.
Excellent.
Yeah, same. It makes me more confident when I am in like the situations like 1v1s and that.
Okay, and is there any kind of any other benefits outside of just the football? It's improved your social life? Do you make friends here?
Yeah, I've made a few friends here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I've made lots of friends.
And they're friends outside of school
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Okay, that's good. And I forgot the last question. Right. And how did you enjoy the session today with the Sutton United first team players joining in?
I found it really fun and quite exciting, and I liked how they were joining in and they gave us quite good advice to make us play better.
Ryan took it a bit seriously, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
You didn't you score past him, did he? No. How did you enjoy it with the players?
I enjoyed it because it was a bit different, and it's nice to have like more people doing it, because normally it's just one person, and it was cool because in the 1v1s you run around and you didn't know what side was going on because there was 2 people.
Excellent, lovely. Well, thank you both very much. It's been really, really lovely and helpful. Thank you. So, Ryan, thanks a lot for joining me. You've just joined into the girls' development session. How was that? You took it a bit seriously. You weren't letting any goals in, were you? How was it?
No, I thought it was really good. I thought they had some good attributes, and they also showed good commitment. It's all about having fun.
Absolutely. And how important do you think these kind of sessions are for well, not just girls, but for particularly the girls today? But how important are these kind of things for the club to be getting involved in?
No, it is good. It is good, obviously, to be a part of it for the community, and obviously just helping the kids out.
Yeah, and what do you think they benefit from this kind of thing? Do you think they is it socialising, mental health, physical health? Do you think there's any benefits?
I think it's all rounder. I think it's good for them to obviously get that run out as kids. They want to enjoy like playing football, and it's obviously good for them to see like first team players like myself and Lee also.
Yeah, Lee is here. He's just hiding over there. And why is it important for the club to get involved in these things?
No, well, I think it is because it shows obviously we're trying to give back and show that it is possible if you obviously keep working hard, and that development in stages that you can possibly get there.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'll let you
problem.
enjoy the rest of your evening.
No.
Take care. See you later.
Thank you very much.
And the next one was the women's the women's reserve teams. Where do they kind of sit under the foundation umbrella?
Yeah, so because they still fit our objectives, whereas the women's first team has moved on at a pace. You know, they're highly competitive. You know, they're looking for promotion. The girls don't pay subs. It's all done via sponsorship and the club. So, you know, it was good to separate that. A couple of years ago, we found we couldn't really justify them being under our umbrella. So, you know, when our girls get to 16, hopefully they can go into the development side. They're a very young side. It's adult women's football. There isn't really an under-18 league as far as I'm aware. And those girls are doing very well under Doug Jackson. And then hopefully when they get a little bit older, so that team is kind of under 18 with a few more, a little bit older. And then the reserves, again, kind of round of an under 21 side, under Courtney Bartlett. They play their games in Collingwood Rec when it's not underwater. And do very well. So
beautiful. Right, so as Bobby said, it's the women's reserve section, and I'm delighted to be joined by someone I normally boo this close to a football pitch. Charlotte,
hi.
Thank you very much for helping me out, and I feel I have to be kind to you now after all these years. You've just finished the session, which was really great. We've got an audience over there as well, so let's try not to be too embarrassed. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the section that you're representing today?
Well, the Sutton United women's section, I've only been in for 2 years, but the girls section, I've been in for forever, basically. Joined in under 8s, I think, and I've been here ever since. I love it here. My dad goes to all the Sutton United games. Family, just all Sutton United, basically.
Absolutely. You don't just bob it off on your dad. You come to some of them as well. I've seen you. So we've just finished the session. Do you want to kind of talk me through what kind of things happen at these sessions? What kind of training goes on?
Right, we'll run through what happens every session. So start the warm-up, stretches, bands. Then we'll go into like a technical drill, and then we'll develop it further, put in like gameplay, and then we'll play a little game at the end and try and implement it, basically.
Lovely. And you've already kind of told us how you've joined Sutton United and how much you enjoy it. But do you think in general playing football, how do you think it helps people with their physical health, their mental health?
I mean, physical health, I'm bulking, so that's why I'm huge right now. Just heart, liver. Don't think so. Mental health, I feel like it's nice to have friends. You're just in a group where just no one's there to be rude to each other, rude to the other teams, but not to each
Fair
other.
enough.
Yeah, it's just like a family environment, basically.
Yeah, beautiful. And you mentioned the friends, so is the social side kind of important as well? Because I know obviously you all go to different schools.
Yeah, I feel like our team is quite a young team, so we all get on very well. Like even Courtney's young; she's like 40. No, I'm joking. And like Olivia's one of my best mates. We've gone through all the levels together. It's just make friendships for life.
Olivia, who randomly got sick today when she was going to come and do this with you. Yeah, so
she really wanted to do it.
Yeah, she really wanted to do it, and she got sick all of a sudden. Like, right, beautiful. And what are your kind of hopes for the season and beyond?
I mean, I want to win a trophy personally. Never won a trophy, I'll tell you that one for free. Yeah, hopefully win the cup we got to the final in last year. Because it'd be nice to got to the final next year, we'll win it.
Beautiful, thank you very much. And why do you think these kind of things are important in general for Sutton United to be kind of behind? Why is it important for Sutton United to do this kind of stuff?
Like the women's section?
Yeah, the women's section.
I feel like women's football is just developing so much that if you don't have a women's section, it's just a bit silly. I think, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Lovely, thank you very much, Charlotte.
And the last one, which will be appealing to me very soon, the walking football. I mean, I've done Sunday leagues and I've seen all these different things over the years with the vets coming in, and I'm like, that's going to have an effect down the line on coaches and people doing it, and then now all of a sudden this walking football as well. That's going to have even more of an effect. But it means people get to sort of stay active, keep involved in a social group, because obviously as you get a little bit older, the social group tends to shrink a little bit. So what's that involved? How do they get involved in that? And
yeah, how are you been down there?
Yeah, so the walking football's on a Wednesday morning, brilliantly run. Again, it's like all of the different sections of the foundation. It's about bringing people together, especially maybe in that age demographic. Not everybody has a lot of family around, not everybody has a lot of friends around, and it's the social aspect, keeps them fit, gets them out, and everybody sort of coming together, like-minded people, like you said before. Nobody's trying to keep up with a 35-year-old in a vets team. So yeah, but that's 10:30 Wednesday mornings again at Goals.
Yep.
And they can, if anybody's interested, reach out to us and we'll point them in the right direction.
Yeah, just to clarify that is actually all year round. They have a short break at Christmas, and the girls' development is term time only, because that often gets missed. People turn up in half term thinking it's still on. And just to touch that, walking football was over 55s, men and women. We do have a couple of women who play. Nobody's ever turned away, only for bad behaviour. But
just checking for future.
Yeah,
use.
they have.
They
are a great group, and I really enjoyed their company when they came. Foundation Day, they played against what are they called? Better Vets, Sutton, Fulham, and Walsall brought a team down, and that was really good. They had a little tournament, and they came and had a drink. And Fred Varndell, he kind of runs it. He's one of the players. Stephen Preedy, one of our disability players, used to, but he seemed to have fallen away just at the moment. And I think they do really well. They play kind of a hybrid set of rules, but when you go down there, you'll get used to it. So
beautiful.
Right, here we are back at Goals, getting my shirt sleeves. That was a good decision to do that. But I'm being joined today by Simon. Thank you very much for getting down here early for me. What we're trying to find out a little bit more about is the walking football. Now, in my mind, I was always looking forward to walking football. And then I suddenly remembered that as people get older, it's the better players who end up playing, just not running around. So I suddenly realised, that's not going to help me at all, because it's the skill factor that you need as well.
Well, let me reassure you. We have all skills, from people who are really, really good to people who are just here because they enjoy it.
Beautiful. So, okay, well, maybe I'll come back down. But introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about the section that you're representing today. You're speaking for the whole section.
No pressure, no pressure. Well, the walking football section, it's basically for players who are 60 plus. And our oldest player, I think, is getting on for 85.
Right.
We get together every Wednesday morning down here at Coles at Cheam, and we play 3 half-hour sections. Halves, well, not halves, are they? They're thirds. And we get between kind of 16. I think the most we've had is about 23, which is a bit crowded on this pitch. But the great thing about it is that walking football really can be for everyone, especially as you get older and perhaps you can't turn and twist so fast. It's non-contact.
Right.
It can be 5, 6, or 7 aside, or more, as we've had sometimes. 3-touch rule. And the great thing you have to remember, of course, is you need to pass the feet. You know, you can't put this hopeful through ball through, think it's going to run onto it. It's just not going to happen. And as the name suggests, you can't run.
Right.
And when you get into competitive games, which we do sometimes, the refs are really strict on what they deem as running.
Right.
So you've never seen people slide across AstroTurf so fast.
Yeah.
Such confidence. Some people are really good at it, and it can be. And in the competitive games, you know, you can have like 4 infringements of the rules, and the other side get a penalty. I mean, so it's really quite, you know, it's quite harsh.
Yeah.
And our captain and coordinator Fred, he does his best to make us play to the rules.
Okay.
Sometimes with more success than others, but I mean, it's a great laugh. I've been involved about 6 months.
Yeah.
There are colleagues here who've been involved for years,
okay.
And everyone's very welcoming. It really is something for everyone. Very hot on kind of like health and safety, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, if someone accidentally gets clattered and they go down, play stops. You can't play the ball off the floor. So it really is important. And I say it's a really welcoming group of mostly lads, but we do have women as well. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the first things that stands out there is my visionary passes. Wouldn't be allowed. Or wouldn't be useful. They'd be less useful than they are now.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to kind of, how did you get involved? Where's your journey to this? Are you a Sutton supporter, or do you hear about it through there? Or?
Well, I heard about it. I'm local, and I was looking around for something to do because I was a runner, and then my back gave out, and I was thinking, yeah, I want to do something active and social and all the rest of it. And I wrote around to a couple of walking football clubs locally, but Sutton came back straight away, very friendly, very positive. Come along, have a free trial session, see if you like it, and it was just great. It was actually fitted right. And I was definitely a kind of very average footballer in my youth, definitely very average. But that's fine. We have all sorts. We have, let's say, people who are really very good and people not so much. And it's been a regular fixture on a Wednesday morning for me, and that's great. Gets me out of the house, keeps me busy, keeps me fit. Well, you know.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to touch on that in a moment, but we'll go there now. The social aspect. I mean, you've mentioned the 60 plus, and again, without saying old people, it's retirement. It's retirement age, and people suddenly lose all that contact with people at work.
Yeah.
So sort of how busy is the social? I mean, it's in the morning, so you can't just jump into goals straight away afterwards and start having pictures. But I suppose you can.
Well, I mean, what I've been impressed by is there's a real effort to keep people together if they want to be together. So there's a curry night, then we've got the Christmas social coming up. Of course, if we have competitive games, they're on a Saturday. So there really is an effort to make the club and people accessible and available. And I don't think anyone actually ever explicitly says this, but I think you're right, aren't you? I mean, like, loneliness can be a problem as you get older, and this is a great antidote to it.
Yeah, I like that as much as they want to, because there's always that pressure that, oh God, I just want to go and do this and go home. I want to dip my toe in it, not the whole dance.
Absolutely. I mean, there are some players here who've clearly played together for years. But we have like a respond group, so you know when fixtures are coming up. We have a WhatsApp group, which is for kind of like chit chat. There are supporters of all sorts of clubs around here. We've got Sutton, obviously. We've got Fulham. We've got Chelsea. We've got Brentford. We've got all sorts.
Nice.
So there's a fair bit of football banter on there. But I think people are very mindful. You know, it is as much as people are comfortable with.
Yeah.
And as you say, if people want to just come here on a Wednesday morning and go again, that's great. That's what most of us do.
And you mentioned you're a runner, physical. What are the physical benefits?
Oh, crikey. I mean, the fact that the first couple of times I played here, I think I'm kind of reasonably fit. I haven't lost it all, but I was knackered for the rest of the day. I was wiped out because actually, even though you're walking briskly, if you're doing that for like an hour and a half, and you've got to cover the whole pitch, and you're marking someone, or you're trying to get into position to get the ball and perhaps have a goal. It's exercise, all right. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing the whole thing, walking briskly for an hour and a half, you'd be talking packing on for 10k. Some of those.
You probably would.
Yeah, absolutely.
You probably would.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other thing is because it's walking, it's necessarily at your own pace.
Yeah.
Right. You can walk or slide briskly.
Yeah.
But equally, if you want to be more static, that's fine as well.
Beautiful. And again, we touched on it with the loneliness, but mental health, is there any kind of benefits on that side?
Well, I suppose everyone's mental health is different, I suppose. I mean, I look for me personally, I look forward to it. The exercise is good at endorphins, is it?
Yeah.
Exercise releases. It's good. I like the banter. I like the competition. It's all right. Yeah, it's more than all right.
Yeah. Well, on the physical side, I used to play down at goals, not very well, and I was here the other night with the girls' football, and as I was walking home, I was like, "Oh, my legs hurting." I was only standing on the pitch. I was only standing there, and my body's already complaining. But you mentioned the competitive games, and the whole point of this is Sutton United in the community. The foundation sort of reach out the sort of umbrella thing, which I could do with now. But how kind of important is it that? How do you feel representing Sutton United in the competitive matches? Who do you kind of play against?
Well, I need to share a secret just with you and no one else who's watching that. I'm not actually good enough to play
right, fair enough.
Or I feel I'm not good enough to play competitively.
How would it feel to get a call up?
Oh, it would be fantastic. It would be fantastic. Of course, I mean, look, we're all much younger at heart than we are in our bodies. So the thought of actually representing the club, that's a big thrill, really.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm being stupid about it, but no, it is a great thrill. But actually, there is an important point, which is the club has clearly thought it's important to be as inclusive as we can. It's important to reach out to the community, and that applies across the age ranges, and that's why the club and the foundation has established this. And thank goodness they have. It's great, and I think the payback is, when people go for competitive games against Old Rutlishians, for example, or teams from Woking or whatever, and they put on the kit, that matters. That really does matter. You are very conscious you're representing the club, and that's a good thing.
That ties in nicely to something I was talking to one of the ex-players about a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying when you walk in that change room and the shirt was there hanging there for you, he said that was a big moment for me. But thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I think we probably should have chucked the ball for you to run off after or something like that. I don't know how these
after.
I don't know. That's it. I don't know how these things work. But thank you very much, Simon.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Cheers.
Great.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much, Ben, for making time for me this evening. I'm sorry the timings just wouldn't allow us to meet up at the walking football earlier. I just wanted to kind of ask a bit of questions about the community aspect of the club and the work that they do, because it's the week of action this week, as we know. How aware are you as a first team player of the wider role of the club in doing these community things?
Yeah, obviously it's the community is great for every football club, and since coming into the EFL, obviously the PFA played a role in getting players down to help sort of introduce us as football players into the community, sort of different aspects, whether that's going into football clubs, schools or football clubs to run sessions, help kids and sort of motivate them into why it's great to be a footballer, or going into schools to help with sort of academic side and just being in and around it. That side is good to be involved with the community, and then obviously the walking football is good to sort of see different sides of what people do in their sort of day-to-day life. Obviously this week's sort of EFL Action Week, and I know Bobby Childs, obviously our physio, and he works alongside the community as part of Sutton United, and to have him as a sort of representative for the football club to do what we can as a community is something that I think the whole football club and Sutton United as a community should be proud of.
How different, or how does it feel different representing the club off the pitch, doing these things rather than what you're used to on the pitch and just heading and blocking every single thing in your path. How sort of different is it, and how do you kind of how do you enjoy it?
Obviously, at the end of the day, whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch, me as a player, I represent Sutton United. So whatever I can do on the pitch as well as off the pitch to help the football club or help the community, obviously I'll try and play my part as best as I can. And I think pretty much every player will do the same. Players on the pitch will try and do their bit, and obviously off the pitch, as a collective, as a team, we have different sort of times and sort of days that we would go and help the community when there's something on. So obviously not just myself, but obviously the rest of the boys and around the club will go to events or after school clubs or sort of things like that we can sort of help and sort of play our part off the pitch, and we'll try and do what we can on the pitch, you know.
Yeah, and the classic obviously hospital visits going to come up soon with the Christmas sale. I'm sure you guys really enjoy them, especially this year for you. It will be a sort of a bigger thing with Little.
Yeah.
How kind of important is it that clubs get involved? I think you probably already touched on this, but how important is it for clubs, especially like Sutton, getting involved with this community work?
Yeah, it's totally massive, because at the end of the day, Sutton United, as well as other clubs sort of all over the country and worldwide, relies on fans and the fan base and the community around each football club. And obviously, only talking from a point of Sutton United, we're trying to do our best now that we've got to the EFL to try and sort of incorporate every aspect and try and involve as many people as we can to get down to events, or like for ourselves, get down to events and try and involve and try and get people together to just to show our face and show that we care about the community, not just to go down and just say that we've turned up. And it's actually a case of each player cares to go down and show our support off the pitch.
I'm thinking of the walking football in particular for the older generation. You can see the benefits that it can help with remaining active. How important do you think that is for people, just to kind of remain active, try and keep healthy and exercise as long as possible?
Being active is great, not just for any reasons, really. Obviously, you can play a part in your physical aspects, your mental aspects, and obviously just have a good overall health. And I don't think it matters what age you are, to be involved in physical activity, whether that's literally just going for a walk, or you're playing a part in a local sport, or you're going down to the gym. Anything that involves any kind of physical well-being is great, obviously physically, but I think mentally too.
And then there's obviously an added social benefit, because you're obviously a very young man with a changing room, but as things get older and you lose contact with people, especially if you're retired, you don't have the day-to-day work, how important do you think the social side can be for being part of a team, even sort of into your, well, I think one of the gents there today was 85, but how important do you think that is?
Like I say, any age is great to be involved in it all, and just to keep busy and keep a routine going in your day-to-day life, I think is very, very important. And obviously I can only talk from a changing room point of view at the minute, but you look forward to going in and seeing the players each and every day, and you make such a good tight friendship with pretty much everyone there, and the amount of people that come and go from football clubs, you stay in contact with everybody that you come across, and whether that is literally players and staff, because there's staff that I've been in and around at football clubs that I will still speak to, and having that social side of it plays a massive part on the football pitch, whether people see it or not. It totally does, because if you're having good laugh and good banter off the pitch, when you then come on the pitch, you can trust each other and sort of be with each other and ride sort of every game sort of together. And I think it's massive, not just in a football pitch, but on a football pitch, but also off it. When you're looking at the players that were down for walking football, I think it's great that people at any age can still get involved and still enjoy the social side of it as well.
I'm glad you used that phrase, any age, because my next question is, how disappointed were you that finding out 50 wasn't the cut-off points? You've got to wait a good few more years before you introduce Dad to it.
Well, yeah. I'll be giving him a knock and telling him soon. But
that was also a little hint just to remind you it's going to be soon. I know. I will let you go. I know bedtime's approaching, not your bedtime, but I know bedtime's approaching. Thank you very much for making time, and sorry we couldn't do it earlier. But we will see you soon. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Right stuff. No worries, guys. Take it easy.
Thanks, Ben.
Later. See you, mate. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I know I've grabbed you for a few minutes, and it's a Saturday, so
yeah. I just wanted to say just a little bit. Thanks to Lord's Foundation, that's Lord's Builders Merchants, because they've underpinned our ability to employ Harry. And I think the reason Harry's here is to do something a little bit different. We do disability football really well. We do the girls' development well. Our girls section's thriving. Our 2 adult women's teams are okay, but you want to do something different. So that's hopefully what Harry can bring. And just have to thank the Premier League Trust, Premier League Charitable Foundation, and the EFL Trust, and not forgetting the PFA. I sound like an advert now. People will be on the phone if I'm not plugging those those fine institutions.
I love doing things like this because obviously I support the first team for a few years. And it's always those stories of the wider reach of what happens. So I love it when you guys put pictures of the players going out doing things or all these little things. So I'm really interested in all this stuff. So make sure you keep me updated in the loop.
Yeah,
that's
fantastic.
Guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mike.
No worries. Okay, again with Harry, who hopefully has sorted out the dipping in and out. I'm very grateful for you trying again, Harry. So yesterday you were going to be on with Ben, but you've come back on to help me today. So thank you very much. I feel like we've been joined at the hip for the last week. We've spent quite a lot of time together.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Yeah.
In the last 24 hours?
I know. We've spent more time with you in the last 24 hours than I have in the last month with some of my closest family.
The reason I wanted to kind of, I know we're doing this just a little bit before we finished the last session, but I wanted to kind of talk to you about it because obviously you opened up the interview with the sort of podcast with me, and we're going to close it as well. But since I've been speaking to you, I found that you're obviously not just a coach of working for the club. You're a fan of the club as well. You have been for a year or two, and so I just wanted to kind of touch on that joint role, that how you feel that how you feel as a fan it's important for the players to know about and support the wider foundation, and obviously as part of the foundation, how sort of important is it for you that the players are involved?
Yeah, well, like you say, they tie in pretty closely together because joining the foundation, in an official role, if anything, is just giving me the opportunity to see deeper what all the amazing things that go on in the community. It is important that the players are aware, and it is important that the players help us out more than anything. To a lot of these people, whether it's adults or children, most of the people that are involved are also Sutton United fans, and especially based on the last few years of success, if you like, more and more fans are coming, and the more fans we get in, the better for everybody, foundation and club. And it's a real pleasure, and I'm sure you'll agree because you were there, when the players do come to these events, and especially when it's the children and they get to see them, it's really lovely, because to be honest with you, and I think I'm a parent as well, and my children, regardless of the level that they're playing, a professional footballer is a professional footballer, and a celebrity, if you like, and it just really sort of ties it in together and takes away from the Sutton United first team and the Sutton United Foundation, and really goes back to that whole club mentality, which is what I think Sutton's all about.
Okay. We're going to go a little tiny tangent here because that reminded me of a story you told me about your boy being very excited to meet people at the girls' football. Who did he say he was more excited to meet?
Yeah, so when my son, I mean, obviously my son is far more excited about me having this role than even I was, and I was pretty excited. But I mentioned that I was going down to meet a couple of the players at the Monday night girls development team, and so Lee Angle and Ryan Jackson were there, and it was all great, and he was all excited. And then when we got home, he sort of ran into my wife and she said, "Oh, how was it? Who was there?" And she went, "The podcast guy," like that. And she went, "Oh, right, I thought Dad said there were players going." He went, yeah, there were players there, but I met the podcast guy. So here's me saying that all professional footballers are celebrities regardless, and it turns out so are all broadcasters.
No money has changed hands. I need to clarify. You kind of have led into my next question nicely anyway, because you mentioned about him being excited, even more excited than you are to have the role. And I asked Ben this, and I can't remember, I may have asked Ryan this as well, but for you, turning up at these events, I know when we were watching the walking football together, you were kind of like, oh my God, how does it feel for you to represent the club at these events as well, and doing things in the community as well?
I mean, it's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure. You know, and until you're there and you see it, I don't think you can really appreciate how much of a huge difference these things make to people's lives. You know, everyone, the girls at the girls development, you know, they were talking about, you know, oh, I met a girl here that goes to my school, and you know, we don't talk to each other at school, and now we come here and we're friends. And you know, the walking football is amazing, and they have such a great time. And as I started to speak to some of the guys there, some of them don't have a huge sort of family around, and this is really their only interaction that they get, and the opportunity to, you know, have a bit of banter and laugh. And you know, these guys really do sort of jibe on each other, which is fun to watch. And then the disability stuff, my son has some SEN needs, he goes to an SEN school, so I've got a fair bit of experience with those sort of things. And football for me brings it all together, and whenever you're in these environments, it just shows you that it isn't about what happens for the 90 minutes at Gander Green Lane every other week. It's those tiny little bits of difference that can make someone's year, let alone morning. So yeah, no, it really is a pleasure.
You definitely can't see the questions, but it was going to be, why is it important for clubs to do things in the community? Why is it so important? I mean, there's a mercenary side of me that will say, well, yeah, doing all this stuff for the kids is, we're hooking kids early to be Sutton United supporters. But there is a wider part of it, of why is it so important for clubs who do have this amazing reach to do these things in the community?
I think that, and I'll give you an example, but I think that sometimes it's as simple as it's because it's a club. So Harris Academy Morden had contacted us and said that they've got, obviously they're 50% girls at that school, and a lot of them weren't showing much interest in football, and certainly playing football outside of school. And the school wanted to sort of figure out a way of beating that and getting girls invested. They were getting sort of 5 or 6 girls turn up at their after school football training. And he said, quite rightly, if we attach a football club to it, maybe all of a sudden we'll get a bit of interest. So I went on Tuesday expecting, you know, it to probably double, and we'd have 10 or 11, and then 26 of them came out of the dressing room, and we had a great session. But afterwards, then girls are asking, you know, what team can I join? Where can I start? And so that's a perfect example of girls sometimes, and boys, but they don't want to do things that their teachers tell them, and they don't want to do the things that their parents tell them, you know, but all of a sudden when there's this, and Sutton United now is so much more recognised around, and you know, everybody's paying attention to what's going on, that really just by putting that club logo on it, there's all of these girls that all of a sudden are interested in playing football that weren't in one session.
So I made a point and continue to do it for not just our club on anything. Whenever there's one of these weeks or months or anything, it's like, well, actually, yeah, we can shine a light on it, but it's what happens all the other weeks and months. So beyond this particular week of action, how can people get involved, find out more, join in, or even offer help, support to help you guys get that message out? Because some of it is just a couple of hours. I mean, I know there's lots of things you can do, but it's running around like you've had to do this week, running around or fitting in with my schedule. But some of it is literally you can rock up for 2 hours, an hour, and go off, but it means so much. So how can people get involved or find out more?
Well, people can reach out to me or Bobby or the club in any way, and there's always things to be done and help that's needed. You know, schools especially, you know, if you're a student, if you're a parent, if you're you know, there's all these PTA members, anything like that, anything that can help us improve the reach that we're getting would be fantastic. You know, we give away tickets every home game to these schools, and if you haven't been one of those schools already, then do reach out. And then it's there's lots of help that people can do, but the smallest bits are just tell people what we're doing, because, you know, as much as, you know, I know you've got an enormous following on this podcast, Mike, you know, there might not be that many 60-plus-year-olds that are hearing about the opportunity. So, you know, it's about spreading the word and telling people, because sometimes the people that we want to help and contact the most aren't the ones that are checking our updates and popping up to see how, you know, the warm space on a Friday, walking football, the disability stuff, all of these bits. You know, the more people that come, the more funding that we can get, and the larger the outreach. So yeah, by all means, people can reach out, and we'll definitely have things they can help us with. But the best thing would be, it's just for people to talk about it and spread the word. And I think that's why, you know, like you alluded to earlier, these things go on all year round, and we have this 1 week where suddenly everybody starts talking about it. But I think it's about just sparking conversations and trying to bring people to all of these amazing events that are going on. And there's, you know, there's lots and lots and lots more to come, because I'm on board now, and Bobby obviously isn't hesitating in making me as busy as possible, which is great.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. That is a perfect way to wrap it up, and perfect way to wrap up the week. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like learning about the 4 particular sections we spoke about. I personally love actually hearing about all the things the club does sort of outside of the football pitch. I know it's a silly one, but it's the classic hospital visits and school visits. I love all those. I think they're great, and I love seeing the players get involved with it. So I hope everyone has enjoyed it. If you want to find out a bit more, if you can't remember the details, you can always drop me a message, and I will gladly pass it on for you. But thanks for listening to this special edition of Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. Take care. Bye-bye. United!